Hi, my name is Michael and this is the Asus U38N. This is an ultra portable notebook that's not a notebook because this ultrabook and D inside of it. And this is my review, well, sort of. The Asus U38N has a nice solid build in all metal. It really does look the part covered in brushed metal. With its AMD's internals, it's not qualified for the Ultrabook moniker that has been thrown around a lot lately. But it is within this class. Well, kind of. It's not quite the same as the AMD chip inside of the U38N. Seems to need a bit more cooling than its UX31A counterpart with the Intel chip. This has also resulted in the U38N being a bit heavier, around 250 grams or the equivalent of half a pound, and is also a bit thicker. It has the same thinnest and thickest part, but the U38N is a bit faster to thicken, if you can say that. But the U38N is also about half the price. The 1080p screen on the U38N is beautiful and has some great viewing angles. Although I have a problem with light bleeding on my unit, I reached out to Asus and they assured me that this is an issue with my device and not a general problem with the series. And my unit is also a pre-mass production unit, and that may contain errors that are fixed in the released version. The screen is also a touchscreen, and when Windows 8 aboard, it makes some kind of sense. I haven't been using touch much, but when I have used it, it really did improve my user experience. There is a general problem with touch and notebooks though, and that is of course the wobbliness of the screen when touching it. It's not bad on this product, but you will still want to hold on to the screen with your other hand when you're touching it. Using the touchpad is not a horrible experience, which in itself is a weird experience because I hate touchpads. But this has a lot to do with the fact that the touchpad supports gestures, and coupled with the touchscreen, you don't use the touchpad as much as you might with another setup. At first I thought it had less than mediocre battery life. I was only getting 3 hours of battery no matter what I did, but it turned out that it was set on the high performance setting with Asus Power 4 Gear thing. So 3 hours is basically the minimum for this device. With battery saver mode, turns out you can get about 7 hours of work in on the U38N. The performance of this laptop I'll call about average, maybe a bit below, but it does wield enough power for most users, and it's just a great school and office work machine. It is possible for the laptop to play some games on either low or maybe medium settings, but it's generally not a laptop you will buy to play games on. Thanks to the Windows 8 aboard, it is very quick to boot up though. The so-called Asus Sonic sound technology has been co-developed with Bang & Olufsen's Ice Power, and it delivers the sound for this laptop. It's still not a fantastic quality, but you shouldn't expect that from a laptop, but it is certainly better than the most laptop speakers out there, and it did make watching videos on the laptop tolerable. Other things to be aware about is the inclusion of full-size HDMI, which you normally don't see in Ultrabooks. It has 3 USB 3.0 ports, and it has an SD card reader. On the flip side of things, the fans are quite noisy on this, and in a quiet environment it's pretty bad. Even when the laptop is doing nothing, it's just gone away. But if you're listening to music or things is going on in the background and there is some kind of background noise, it's not the worst, not at all, but it is pretty loud. This laptop is powered by the AMD Trinity APU A8, and it goes from 1.6 GHz to 2.4 gigahertz, and it has the HD 7600G graphics. It has 4 gigs of RAM and then 500 gigs of HDD at 5400 rounds per minute. Now this can also be had with an A10 APU and with an SSD, but that's not the unit I have gotten, and in my region it doesn't seem to be possible to buy it, at least not yet. Well, that's all for me. If you liked it, there's a like button down there you can press. It really helps me out. If there's something you feel wasn't answered in this, you're free to leave a comment and I will try to answer all comments. Have a great day.